Welcome back. When we left off, we was talking about the genus Homo, and we're going to deal with the Thais and the first beings or humanoids that came out of the water to walk the planet. So please, brother, continue.
Yes, it's kind of caught up in the Homo erectus and Homo sapien.
Right.
Basically, you have different species of Homo erectus. You have the Sasquatch, that, the Bigfoot, that certain mystery. That's a certain being of Homo erectus that was also being manipulated by the Anunnaki or the Natural. Most Homo erectus stood around 5 feet tall. They varied. This was a being that could basically stand up straight.
Right.
Again, millions of years down the road of evolution. And basically, by the time you get to Homo sapien, again, the anthropologists were trying to figure out why did it take so many millions of years to get from, say, genus Homo to, or that's the genus Homo from the water, and then genus Homo to Homo erectus, and then you have a shorter span. That's because you have beings stepping in. And that's recorded in the ancient Sumerian tablets, the Gilgamesh epics. The Atarhasis talks about Anunnaki coming down here, wanting to create a primitive worker called Lulu Amalu. And they stepped in and made this primitive worker. And of course, with any experiment, there's always mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Which accounts for a lot of deformities, etc. And they were picking and choosing from the Homo erectus, taking them back to Mars, abducting them, and then doing their project, and that's what the Face on Mars was about. You know what I'm saying? The incoming beings know that there was a project going on, the Adama project, the beings of the ground. So it's just, again, this being stepping in and upgrading, and you see from Homo erectus to Homo sapien, the being gets less hairier. Because of the divine genes of the Natural are coming in, and they don't have as much hair because of the beast gene. You know what I'm saying? So.
Well, we're going to talk about the root seeds, the 3 root seeds, and then when you talk about them, I want you to give our viewers characteristics of each, so that then when they walk out, they will be able to identify, which bracket, I guess, people fall in.
I know we have the Negroid, the Mongoloid, and the Caucasoid, and that what appears to be different really isn't different. You see what I'm saying? Because it's no more scientifically in the spectrum of melanin. And you have the dominant seed, the Negroid, and that goes back to Negro, the Latin Negro. And you also have Negar, which is the Greek black found in Acts 13:1, talking about Barnabas, and it was Jesus' brother. We'll cover that later. But then you have the Mongoloid. And you have a biblical Mongoloid, and you have a prehistoric Mongoloid. You have a Mongoloid that comes from a being called Tirus. And these are your coneheads. If you remember watching Saturday Night Live, you saw this. They're coneheads. They educate you on TV.
Maybe we can get a shot of that. Maybe our technical producer can get a shot of that for our viewers. But go ahead.
And these beings mixed in with the Shang dynasty. In the Shang dynasty, if you look into the history, they were dark-skinned, melanite, woolly-haired beings. They were indigenous people of the planet Earth. You see what I'm saying? And they mixed in, and these beings called Tirus came down with an extra chromosome. And no hair, a 47 chromosome, and eventually mixed in and created a creamish color and created hollow hair. You know what I'm saying?
Much like, I'm part of it, much like the Native Americans and the Chinese. They both have hollow hair follicles.
That means it's all in the hair, they got to be related. And that was when Ho Shin and them came over in 1450. But that's way down the line. You follow me? Because these beings that came here from their galaxy, if I'm not mistaken, Arcturus, and their planet was Jama, and they came here and they mixed in, but they could not defeat the power of the Mongols, and they were forced into subterranean cities. And you can go to Disney World Epcot Center, and they show these cities, and the guy who's narrating this from China, and they're vast underground cities, because we're just saying who's who on the planet Earth. We're not even talking about
who's who under.
Even the Bible said that it came a time when man began to multiply on the surface of the earth. You see what I'm saying? Then it speaks about another being called giants. You follow me? So these giants were here before man started multiplying. So that's another question for Rev. Who are they?
You know, 6 fingers and 6 toes.
6 fingers. You know, because it's supposed to be them as light as a guy right here.
You got 6 fingers and 6 toes. Who are you?
So Negroids, the people in the Negroid seed. Characteristics.
As far as the Negroid seed, the strong stock, darker melanin. The original melanin was green. And we're missing something called magnesium, and certain amino acids that were secreted from the pituitary gland. Excuse me. Pituitary gland. Which gave off a chlorophyll. And you can go to Egyptian bookstore, whatever, and look and do some research, and you see that Osiris is green. But now we rust because of the lack of that.
Right.
The woolly hair was a symbol also of the amount of protein follicles in the hair. That's what makes the hair curl. You say nappy and all that. Nappy means crazy. Everything that deals with us, they kinky. Kinky is, we know what kinky is. It's kingly. It's a crown. And everything that's healthy grows towards the sun, like that afro, that green afro that you go on 75 and you see all them trees. That's a green afro, and everything is growing towards rock.
So mongoloids, what do they look like?
The mongoloids are litless. Their eyes are not slanted. Their eyes are litless. And they also, again, that trait was brought in by beings that came from other galaxies. And you also had Esau, who mixed his seed in the Bible, and that produced a mongoloid seed also, according to this Bible, this story. So basically, they have hollow hair. They are also a mixture of the Aztecs, the Mayans, because those beings mixed in with Olmecs or blacks or Moors who were over here, indigenous people, and they couldn't get back to China because they came from China across the Pacific to California. Couldn't get back because of their boats crashed and everything like that, and we allowed them to marry in with us, and that and produced their seed, and we gave them South America and taught them how to build. And you know it by the hair. They had the same hair strand, the hollow hair, and we sent them back across to Cambodia. And when they started to keep the practices of the Drago, you know what I'm saying, or the Andromedus people, and the blood sacrificing and all that, we wasn't having it.
And now the Caucasoid.
The Caucasoid is really a Negroid that's melanin recessive. That's all he is. And you know, they played a little game, you know, white man, black man. This is black. I haven't seen nobody this color yet. Okay, I'm brown. And they're not really white. They're more of a, they have, you know, pinkish. You know, depending on how much they have tied into the vine. Because that was the slave trade was about, tied into the bloodline. But they're melanin recessive, and basically their
hair color, eyes.
Hair color, it depends. The eyes get more recessive. Say you start with your dark brown, and then you go to hazel, then to gray, the green, the blue, and blue. You see blue because it's the fastest moving color on the spectrum. That's like the blue sky, blue water. It's not really blue. When you get up there, when you get in the ocean, it's not really blue, but that's the fastest moving color. So you have a what do you call it? A regression of melanin. And
is anybody pure? Is anybody any pure of these seeds, or is everybody basically watered down?
Well, when you're dealing with the Negro, and of course that's just a terminology. There's been a lot of mixtures, and that's just 3 root seeds. And you know, we didn't even talk about the Hindus, and because when you dealt with say the Olmecs, our land extended from California all the way to the Persian Gulf, and then after that, the other part we call the Orient, or Asia, and the Arabic word Asia means where the sun rises. And that what Elijah Muhammad, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was talking about when he said that the original Asiatic black man, and gave birth to the Aryan race. Aryan, all these guys talking about the Aryan race and skinheads and all that. Aryan is Iranian. That's Hindu. You follow what I'm saying? And that's where that's coming from. And that was a whole graftation. Then he was taking Hindus and grafting them.